Hey there, and welcome to a brand new episode of Delivering Marketing Joy. I am your host, Kirby Hasseman, and joining me today is a brand new rock star. She is a Storybrand certified guide. She's also the creative director for Tulip Media Group. Jessica Embree, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Kirby.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's funny, right before we started recording, I told you I am a big fan of Donald Miller and the Storybrand framework. And you, as I was researching you, you are a Storybrand certified guide. I'm super interested in that. So for those who don't know, can you explain what being a Storybrand certified guide is? And then how has going through that certification helped you in business?
Yeah, so Storybrand Certified Guide, like you said, it comes from that term Storybrand comes from Donald Miller's book, Building a Story Brand.
Mm-hmm.
And in the book, it's really outlining creating messaging that's going to resonate with your core customer. And being a guide, we help other businesses create messaging that's going to make people convert faster on their website and their marketing. So that's what we've been trained to do. And our agency is actually certified as an agency as a whole, not just myself.
That's
Because
awesome.
we believe in the power of Storybrand and how it can help our business and other businesses.
Yeah.
It's helped our business significantly and a lot of our client partners as well. Back in 2019, our cost of acquisition was $40,000 per client.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So we realized that we had a significant problem with our marketing. We were spending way too much time, wasting way too much money. And we had an issue in our sales and marketing weren't working together properly. So we pivoted. I know that's a big word in the last few years.
Right.
We pivoted and we started to do more online marketing, and we started to do a pull strategy instead of a push strategy. So we weren't doing those cold calls. We weren't doing trade shows. We were talking to people and sending out our messaging to people who actually cared about the solutions we were providing. We were solving that problem for them. And Storybrand helped us in that way to clarify our message in our website so people are converting faster. And of course, in all the other marketing that we do, like PPC advertising and blogging. And when we had great success, so we brought that $40,000 cost of acquisition down to $4,000 in 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was a big game changer for us. And Storybrand was a big part of that. And we said to ourselves, we have something here. And our clients said, what you're doing for your company, we want you to do for us. So we started bringing the Storybrand messaging, the framework to our clients as well because of this success.
You know what I love about that is I think so many times as marketing companies, and hopefully not yours and hopefully not mine, right? But I think we try to tell customers what to do, but we don't execute on it first. Like, well, if that's such a great idea, why aren't you doing it? And the idea that you guys went through the process for yourself first, it's the ultimate testimonial, right? And so that's super cool. So I think many entrepreneurs and marketers try to market to everyone. And I think this speaks to that a little bit. So why do you think it's so important to find that perfect customer?
It's all about, at the end of the day, what problems are your customers having? And if you're not going out to talk to those type of people, then your messaging is going to fall flat on its face. And that's what we were doing way back when. We were talking to people who were going, I don't need help with my marketing. I don't need help with print advertising or digital marketing. So that messaging wasn't resonating with them. So of course, all of that work and all that time was being wasted for us.
Yeah.
So really targeting on who your core customer is. If you're a real estate agent, it's people looking to buy and sell a house. That's it at the end of the day. And that's who you're talking to. If it's someone who needs insurance, it's someone trying to protect their business or their home. That's who you're talking to. So you really need to create messaging that's going to resonate with them. And that's why you have to really think about who is my customer and what problems are they having, and then create your messaging around that.
Yeah. I've heard Donald Miller say, what's the problem that you own? Right. As an organization, what problem do you solve for your customers? But you can't answer that question unless you know so much about them. Right. Yeah, that makes sense. So go ahead.
I think we hear a lot about people talking about personas, and it's not about like, my person is a 25-year-old blonde, blue-eyed woman who is going through this. It's what problem is your customer having? So it's not a persona per se, it's the problem at the end of the day and the solution you're bringing to the table.
Yeah, and that makes a ton of sense. So One of the things that I know, like I have a marketing company, but I'm also an entrepreneur, right? And I think the challenge that many of us have is we have ideas about marketing and tactics, but we fall short on time. So, but there's marketing automation, and I've seen it done well, and I've seen it done not so well. So, what advice would you give people about marketing automation?
If you can make it easy for your customers to buy from you, that's when you win. So, and I know that
Yeah,
sounds
no,
very
love it.
general, but it's if you can make it easy for someone to purchase from you, that's when you're going to win the game. We started using Calendly, and a lot of our clients use Calendly. I think you use Calendly or
Yep,
something like it.
yep.
It's easy for me to book a call in your calendar. It's no there's no brain power there. It's just
Mhm.
automatically, okay, this is what I want to do next. And if you can provide value at the same time of doing this type of automation, that's where you really step up your game.
Yeah, it is so funny. So I literally just wrote a blog about this the other day, that the number one rule of business is never get in the way of someone trying to give you money, right? Like, and I think so many people do. But your point is exactly so well taken. So I didn't use Calendly for years, probably 6 years. I just booked every single guest on this show myself, and it was just exhausting. And I was concerned that if I did the Calendly thing, it wouldn't be as personal. And what I found was just the opposite. I have, as I told you before, I'm way booked out because it's just so much easier for people to become a guest on the show. And that, I think your point is perfect, that I've made it easy. And all of a sudden that has translated into more guests and better guests and all that sort of thing. And so that's really good advice. So final question, this has been awesome. So a lot of times we talk about marketing when it comes to acquiring customers, like you went from a $40,000 acquisition fee to a $4,000. But now that you have them, right? Like once you get them, what is some advice that you give people on customer retention, not just getting them, but retention?
Yeah. My biggest advice is set those expectations from day one. So
Mm.
if your customers are aware of what the expectation is and what you're giving them. So for example, they say, I want to have 30 leads in a month. You say, okay, that's our expectation. That's our benchmark. That's where we're going to go from here.
Mm.
So setting that expectation, always having that customer service. Customer service is so important this day and age. I mean,
Yeah.
we do everything mostly via Zoom right now, but
Right.
still bring that customer service, set those expectations, and don't forget your customers that you already have. You spent a lot of time in building that rapport and that relationship. They're your biggest advocates at the end of the day.
Mm.
So losing a customer just means you're back to square one. You have to get 2 customers to continue to grow. But if you're maintaining that relationship, they're going to not only stay with you longer, but they're going to create that word of mouth or that referrals that you might be looking for too to grow.
That's great. Yeah. The idea that setting expectations, I think, is really powerful, because I think sometimes we assume we know what they want, or they know what we do, or any of that assumption thing. And then the other thing that popped into my head, Jessica, is that I read a stat that said that 69% of your customers that leave you because of perceived indifference. So they just don't think you care. Yeah. And it's like another setting those expectations. Another piece of advice I'd throw in is just say thank you, show appreciation, right?
Yeah, we call our clients client partners. I might have said that a couple of times, because at the end of the day, your success is our success. So every milestone, every win just makes us feel great. And we want to share in that success with you and your company. So that's why we call them client partners. It's ingrained in our speech that I can't even say clients. I say client partners anymore, because we're your partners in this. We're not just another marketing agency. We want to give you the best possible solutions.
That is awesome. Well, Jessica, thank you so much. This went super quick, but there's a lot of great value in here. So Jessica, thanks for doing this. We'll have to do it again sometime. Okay.
Yeah. And if your listeners ever want to connect, they can go to tm.media/double sales, and they can actually download a free chapter of our book that we wrote last year, or they can buy the book, or they can schedule a call with us if they want to just have a sounding board.
Awesome. And I will link up that link in the comments below. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so much, Kirby.
Thank you, Jessica. I really appreciate it. We'll have to do it again. That's going to wrap up this edition of Delivering Marketing Joy. We'll see you next time.